I've only seen part 1 so far, but I'll rewatch part 1, and then we can do part 2 and part 3, and just, like, watch all 3 of them in a row. So, this is part 1 of the Genesis series. There's no way you're coming to my chat right now, Karki, and say no shot. Hey, listen, man.
Ground forces deployed to Rally Point Green. Sky, what's your inbound?
Roger, 30 seconds. Battalion spotted, your sector, 50 clicks south-southeast.
Copy that. Delta, take positions. Overwatch on site. Taking heavy fire. Sky, confirm target.
No, don't all...
Units approaching, grid point 19 Charlie.
You've been spotted.
Down
You've been
in front.
spotted.
Am I
Get
in the
out of
way?
here, Sky. Get out of here.
Oh, you have kind of in the way, actually. Up here.
No matter what you call them, warbots, tinkens, they were soulless machines. But the truth is, we were scared. I was scared. They were supposed to be the...
Oh, we all know that shield's made of paper. Oh, yep. Goodbye.
But in that moment, it felt like the end of humanity.
Or watch anime when? I don't know. I think it would go hard, though. I hope... My hope is that if this series did well and people responded to it positively, that would give them motivation to do one.
Before the war was extraordinary. Anything was possible.
You're
We
watching
had
it?
implemented
This is a short
guard
series. I wouldn't say this is an
programs. The
anime.
next generation of artificial intelligence became omnipresent. They controlled most of our infrastructures, like the food distribution systems aimed at helping against famine, poverty. We were no longer defined by our mistakes. No. The AIs were saving us from them.
Surely they're
Artificial
saving
intelligence
us.
was running systems to make our lives better, but what was really exciting was combining it with robotics. Omnica Corp started building a new line.
Wait, you said
of
Jared?
state-of-the-art
He does look
robots.
like Jared, doesn't he? I was just thinking that.
Eventually eliminate the need for humans to do all those idle, mundane, often dangerous jobs.
Everyday needs that puts power at your fingertips.
The most memorable part of
line
this,
of robots that put power by your
little
side.
rovers from
and geared
Lunar
up
Colony.
to put power in their hands. Omnica Corp, always looking to what's next.
Society embraced it.
Arguing up by the things they gift.
Sure,
Appreciated.
we
Sorry, I
had
missed
the
that.
pedal to the metal. But who was really paying attention to the road?
Look, Omnica kept making robots smarter, and they made life easier and safer. And as you know, this business is
You
all
watch this
about what's
YouTube.
next.
And what was next
Or just watch it here.
was Mina.
And in Tech Talk, Omnica Corps announced today that Dr. Mina Liao, the science prodigy and eminent visionary in robotics, will develop the next generation of Omnics.
Omnica Corp has made a lot of strides, and, well, we're going to do better. What I mean is, they've done great. We've done great. But it's time to reach for the stars.
Frankly, I had my doubts. Dr. Liao was a legend in her field, but we were asking her to push the limits of what many thought was already perfection.
Surely that'll go well.
Somebody should have put a stop to it. It wasn't science. It was arrogance.
When it came down to the moment of truth, we had no idea what was about to happen.
It didn't just activate.
She was born. Life before the war was extraordinary. Anything was possible. But it was all about to change.
That tier had a lot of water in it. My God. Okay, I've seen that part, so that wasn't really anything new for me, but I have not seen part 2 and part 3 yet, so let's get it. Also, it says I've watched part 3, but that was retro watching videos on my account. Little bastard. All right, part 2. Innocence.
Aurora was the first of us to awaken. Can you imagine how she must have felt?
I don't know. Awake?
Born in a laboratory, surrounded by your creators. And then you learn the truth, that there is no other creature like you anywhere. That you are truly alone.
Damn. Okay, that actually kind of hits a little bit.
Dr. Liao discovered that Aurora was sentient, that she was alive, thinking, choosing.
It was hard to believe. I didn't want to believe it at first.
She passed every single test we could come up with. Every one.
And then the entire world found out. Dr. Liao committed career suicide by saying Aurora was alive. But her testimony was very compelling.
This just in, a stunning ruling
Robot was declared a sentient being,
granted her freedom, and released into the world.
I was so relieved.
These are 2 months.
She had a chance to actually live free. And she made the most of it.
Aurora had been born into a world that she didn't understand. She wanted to see more of it. She went everywhere.
I thought they already had robots, they just weren't like sentient, no?
Seeing how humans treated each other, the good and the bad. But eventually, she had questions about the nature of her own existence. About her soul. And she could only find those answers alone.
Damn.
Oh, well, while all that was happening, there was a lot more scrutiny into Omnica Corp's operations. It didn't go well for us. Overspending.
No, not the stock price.
Fraud even. In a couple of years, Omnica was done.
All those automated production lines, completely abandoned and unmonitored for years.
The stonks start going down, it's all
By
over.
humans, anyway.
Breaking news out of Nigeria. Countless social media reports of an invasion underway.
It remains unclear exactly what's happening in Central Africa, but we do have some footage from the scene.
Also getting eyewitness reports of strange robots designed for combat.
We were caught by surprise. The world was caught by surprise.
Wait, if the company shut down, how did all these get built?
Attacking everywhere. It seemed like every country was hit from every direction, all at once.
We didn't know it then, but one of the God programs, originally designed to help humanity, had hijacked Omnica's production lines to build warbots of its own design.
Nobody was paying attention?
Anubis. It was built to maintain ecological balance of all things. For conservation.
Its goals could not be achieved without the end of humanity. And it used us to carry out its plan.
I'll pause really quick. You guys said Ramatra's in there? Is Ramatra in here? Oh my god, they're all Ramatras.
Built to maintain
Wait a minute.
ecological balance of all things.
Wait a minute.
For conservation.
Its goals could not be achieved without the end of humanity. And it used us to carry out
A lot of
its plan.
annihilations.
out of hope. But there was a little. Only a few teams across the world were able to mount a real defense. The best of the best joined the special strike team.
Wait.
Overwatch.
It's actually kind of hype.
It was a brilliant decision to recruit Dr. Liao. Who knew more about Omnics than she did?
Winston's lab.
Those first victories showed the world what Overwatch could do. Soon the strike team was joined by a whole army. Of course, recruits like me were always amazed by what the core team could do. Overwatch had the impossible objective of winning the war. And sometimes, it seemed we might actually pull it off. Anubis didn't sleep, didn't feel fear, and didn't feel despair. But it also couldn't feel hope. That was what Overwatch gave us. And even then, we had to wonder if hope was going to be enough.
Jesus. Monka W, the giant bots. Alright, part 3. Let's go. Not gonna waste any time.
The United Nations created Overwatch, and we won some victories. We thought the tide had turned. Unfortunately, it
Yeah, the whole point of this is to lead up into the first PvE missions.
But
give backstory.
Life had to go on.
Any battle we won, the Anubis program was learning from its defeat. We could never beat it the same way twice.
Wait, that would be kind of sick. Wait. Holy!
Annihilation.
Wait, he actually got rolled!
On your point of
I was gonna say, it was gonna be cool to, do a mission where you pilot a giant mech like that.
Choice in the matter. I was under the control of the Anubis program. But it haunts me.
All the Omnics had their major subroutines overridden and controlled by a lone god program. All except one. Aurora. Her sentience meant that she was immune to the Anubis directives. But if the AI could interface with all these Omnics, maybe Aurora could too.
She was one of a kind. But we had found a way to replicate her. To transmit her. But the cost would be so incredibly high.
Wait, you're gonna kill her? Nah, no way. Nah, who said pedal platform? That's not...
Whatever Aurora was looking for on her journey to Shambali, in that moment, she had found it.
We were pretty confident we knew what the results would be. But I will never fully understand what really happened in there.
Gave us a chance.
She's the Iris?
everything changed. It was the strangest thing I ever saw. That moment would be known as the awakening.
For the first time in our existence, we were suddenly given a choice. Some chose to lay down their weapons. Some continued to fight the humans. But some of us chose to turn against the AI that had held us captive. We had a choice.
Overwatch seized the moment. They started a counteroffensive. It would take some time, but it was the start of us winning the war. The strikes and counter-strikes eventually drove the enemy forces to collapse. By some small miracle, we infiltrated and quarantined Anubis in Cairo. Months later, the war was over. We had won. I got to know some of them. They are like us. Reflections of us. Some are no good. Some I would trust with my life. I suppose we all had an awakening.
The awakening? Of course I remember. For one brief moment, we were all connected and aware. What I remember more than anything else is her message. My friends, when I was born,
I was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by the sudden rush of senses, emotions, choices. I was excited. Alive. It was frightening. But I found in facing fear, there is freedom. And through freedom, you can find your own path. I have chosen to share the discovery with you. A new beginning. I wish I could stay. You have this one life. Choose well.
You have this one life.
Choose well.
Choose well.
Damn. You can't tell me an Overwatch anime wouldn't go hard. I refuse to believe it. You can't tell me it wouldn't.